Hey kids, and welcome back to another adventure with Mr. Ambrose. Today's adventure is one of the most fun ones that I have been on yet. The reason it was so fun is, number one, I faced my biggest fear. I did it, and you get to see it today. And number two, we're learning all about animal adaptations. That's something that we cover in 5th grade and in a lot of grades in elementary school. And today we get a real life look at some of these adaptations in the wild and some of these adaptations in snakes and animals that our friends at the Berea College Forestry Outreach Center have on their property. So I hope you enjoyed today's adventure, and if you've got a second, pause this video, grab a notebook, and tune in, because this is going to be a fun one, and it's also going to be an informational one. Enjoy.
Hey kids, I am John. I'm the naturalist at the Berea College Forestry Outreach Center.
Hello, my name is Kayla. I am an AmeriCorps environmental educator at the Berea College Forestry Outreach Center.
Hi guys, my name is also John and I work in the forestry department at Berea College.
Alright, so this is a corn snake. These are native to Kentucky, but now they're only found in 2 little small areas in western Kentucky. These guys used to be all over the state, but they like a lot of farmland. And now that Kentucky has less farmland, there's less corn snakes.
Hey y'all, this is a Honduran milk snake. So milk snake is a subset of different kind of snake like king snakes, which are native to the United States where we all live. This milk snake is black, red, and orange, which is an imitation color for a more venomous snake called a coral snake. But it is in fact also harmless and very beautiful. So the reason the snake that's harmless will want to imitate a harmful snake is so that native predators to its area, maybe cats or birds or other things, wouldn't want to eat it. Another important thing to remember, guys, is the rhyme, a nursery rhyme I learned when I was in school about your age. And it's red on black, friend of Jack, you and I, and red on yellow, kill a fellow. So red on yellow would be a venomous snake, and you would not want to touch them. Although if you see a snake in the wild, leave it alone, let it be. It's doing its thing and you're doing yours, and if it'd be happier and healthier if you leave it be. This milk snake here does not have a name yet, so I'm going to task you guys in the class with naming the snake. Whatever you name it is what we'll call it, and we'll put the name on its tank. And from now on, when I talk to people and kids and other folks like yourself, I'll be sure to call it that name. So your teacher's going to get back with me and tell me what you want to name it, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys.
All right, this is the gray rat snake, and this is a native snake for here in Kentucky, and it should be in Michigan as well. I'm not 100% on that, but I would bet you it is. They're colubrids, which means they don't have any venom, and they squeeze their prey, similar to the way pythons and boas do. These guys live in the forest like this, setting like this. They'll live in neighborhoods. They'll get into people's houses occasionally. Usually they'll eat mice and rats, and they're pretty good to have around, so they're not a bad snake.
We're back here with one more snake that I wanted to tell you about. Now this is a yellow anaconda. So there's yellow anacondas, there's 2 different kinds. There's green anacondas and yellow anacondas. This is a baby, so it'll eventually get big. It'll get around between 13 and 15 feet long and be one of the heaviest bodied snakes on the planet. So anacondas are an aquatic snake. They like to spend a lot of their time in and underwater, where they'll hunt fish and things like that. But occasionally they like to come out and bask on riverbanks. And this species can be found in Asia naturally. It's a native to Asia, not America. This one is a girl and also doesn't have a name. So I'm going to let you name 2 of my snakes. That's awesome. And I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Thank you. Hey guys, so I'm going to show you one more snake. Now this is an albino California king snake. So normally it would be black and white, but because it has albinism, which is the lack of pigment, it's yellow and white. And it's also why it has red eyes. So this snake is a king snake and is native to California. So one of the things that a king snake is known for is that it eats other snakes. It's a regular part of their diet to eat other snakes. That's why they call them the king snake, because they're the king of all the snakes.
Here we have a rat snake, and Mr. Ambrose is facing his fears, which is always a healthy thing to do. At the moment I can't move, so I'm glad he's not moving. But I did it. We're done. I'm gonna hand him back to John now.
Great job. Great.
The folks here at Berea College Forestry have been kind enough to bring me a calm down animal after my experience with the snakes. This is Jude, and as we know in school, it's important to make sure you don't get overstimulated. And after holding that snake for as long as I did, now that was a scary snake. It may have looked small on camera, but let me tell you, in person, it's about 10 foot long. I can already feel my heart rate decreasing. Jude and I are going to go for a little walk.
Okay, so in a body of water like this pond where the water's here year round, you're really only going to find eastern newts and American bullfrog larvae mostly. The bullfrog tadpoles, they are the largest tadpole we have here in the eastern United States. They can get really, really large, I think up to about 5 or 6 inches. And they feed off algae and various vegetation that's in the ponds. They'll actually eat other amphibians' eggs as well.
So guys, we are sitting here taking in the views at this natural spring. What you're going to get to see are some underwater shots of some spotted salamander larvae as well as some wood frog larvae. And there are egg sacs all throughout here that you're going to see, and you're going to see some tadpoles swimming around from wood frogs, and then some of the spotted salamanders hopefully will be swimming around as well.
These are from spotted salamanders. So as you can see, each one of these little jelly segments would have had a single egg inside of it, which is already matured and has hatched out and is now living inside of this vernal pool for the next couple of months before it metamorphosizes into the adult salamander. This is the only species of scorpion we have here in Kentucky. This is the southern devil scorpion. It's a relatively small scorpion. This is about as big as they get. And I'll pick them up if I can catch them. Here we go. I got them. They're small to eat small insects, ants, small spiders, other scorpions. Yeah, they're commonly found up here on these rocky hillsides. Their sting is about the same pain level as a bee sting.
What do we have here?
So this is a black and yellow flat-backed millipede. So these guys are completely harmless. They just eat dead and decaying plant matter. They have this black and yellow coloration as a warning, so they let birds and other predators know that they taste really bad. So this is a wolf spider. You can see they can jump. It's one of the larger species of spiders we have here. And they don't make webs. They actually chase things around on the ground and hunt, similar to the way tarantulas do. And it's given this guy the nickname, the Kentucky tarantula. So
Here we have John in his natural habitat calling to the birds.
So this is a weird behavior. This is the rat snake from earlier. You see how he's all knotted up? It's a behavior they call kinking. It's what they do as a defense mechanism. They think it's to kind of break up their pattern a little bit so that they look a little bit more, less like a snake, a little less like a straight line, a little bit more like a stick. This is about a full-grown adult, and he's producing a musk right now. If you look at his tail end, that's musk. So it's a foul-smelling, defensive liquid that comes out, and it smells awful.
Well, just so everybody's clear, John is smiling right now.
I like it.
As he says it smells awful, he smiles.
It does smell bad, but you get used to it. If you catch enough snakes, snake musk is a familiar smell that you just kind of, you long for every spring, you know? So in the leaf litter, they will shake the tips of their tails so they'll sound like a rattlesnake. Another form of mimicry, just like the hunter and milk snake does earlier. They want things to think that they're a venomous snake, so they'll leave them alone.
Oh, I smell it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work on me if I were a predator. This is part 2 of the desensitization of Mr. Ambrose and snakes. I'm not going to touch this snake, but standing in the vicinity, smelling the smell, and hearing John talk about them is starting to help me more and more. And I'm realizing as I look at this video, there's a lot happening behind me with that snake. So I'm gonna go ahead and come back on the other side of the camera now.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a red-bellied snake. So this is about as big as these get. They're not a very large snake. They are fossorial, which means they live most of their lives underneath the leaf litter or in loose soil. And it's called a red-bellied snake because on the underside, the belly should be pink or even a bright red, depending on the individual. He's trying to show me his big bad teeth. So again, that's just the defense to look bigger and badder than he really is.